Turning now to campaign 2015. 8 days to go before most voters go to the polls in Chicago, though more and more are voting early.
Yes, and today each candidate claimed that was a good sign for them. But that's about the only thing they agreed on. Chief Correspondent Jay Levine joins us with some pretty marked differences. What are they, Jay?
Yeah, balancing the budget, crime, their records running things, you name it, Rob and Kate. With Garcia accepting the City Club invitation that the mayor turned down without giving a reason, and then trying to ease fears before the largely mainstream political group that he would drive the well-to-do out of the city.
I'm not running to be the mayor of the poor or the rich. I'm running to be mayor of all Chicago.
But he also made it clear that he thought some weren't paying their fair share.
We need to reform our entire tax structure to stop squeezing the people who can least afford to pay and making sure we get revenue from those who can most afford to pay.
Garcia later clarified what he meant by those who can most afford to pay.
Those who earn more than $500,000 a year ought to be able to pay more than a struggling family of four.
Trying to counter Garcia's charges that he was neglecting those families in their neighborhoods, the mayor today announced new Sprint cell sites and retail stores citywide.
There'll be 300 jobs created.
He also piled on to published reports critical of Garcia's financial management of the Little Village community group Enlace.
You find in the audit it was bleeding red ink. It's that type of mismanagement that will take companies like Sprint and other companies and say, you know what, we don't want to be part of a city that can't put its own house together.
As a founding executive director, I grew the organization. When I left it, it was in sound financial health, and that's why it's continued to grow and thrive over the years.
Garcia and Emanuel continue to battle for critical African-American voters, so he was only too happy to talk about this video showing him 18 years old and bare-chested.
I was skinnier then.
Protesting racist anti-Semitic neo-Nazis in Marquette Park.
They were denied the right to march in Skokie. And I said just because they're not in Skokie doesn't mean we don't challenge their hatred, their hateful speech, and their bigotry.
While the release of the video came as a result of a new documentary, not the campaign, the mayor clearly doesn't mind putting it to use in the final week to reestablish his credentials as an activist and perhaps attract African-American and other liberal Democratic voters who have helped so far drive Garcia's campaign. Rob and Kate?
All right. Thank you, Jay.